This is News 8 Now, this morning.
I don't care if it's the south side, north side, it's just a bad financial decision.
Maybe spend that funding that we did allocate for the unsheltered, on the unsheltered.
There are 6 ayes, 7 noes. The noes have it, the motion fails.
People of good faith can have disagreements about some of these issues, such as whether a child should transition and under what circumstances. The point is that the First Amendment protects the right of counselors to express their position on what is called for in a particular circumstance.
Any amount helps, because I know when you hear $50,000 equipment, well, I can't, those $5, that adds up really fast.
Well, a good Friday morning to you, and welcome to News 8 Now this morning. I'm Jordan Fremstead.
And I'm Derek Sibley.
Another end to another work week,
Sure
but
is, yep.
Little interesting weather pattern change. Remember when it was 70 degrees on Monday?
I know. Just imagine how fast that changes, right? And now we're in the 30s, Jordan, with snow. Snow to the north.
Oh, don't say that word.
The S word and snow. Ugh. Yeah, so that's what we got going on right now, Jordan. Here's a look at the radar. All the blue that you see is that light snow that continues to fall across our northern zones this morning. So areas like Eau Claire County and even into Dunn and Chippewa County, you're looking at some light snow that continues to move through the area now as this does push towards the southeast. Pepin County getting into the thick of it, and so is northern Buffalo and extreme northern Trempealeau County. But really the rest of us are just looking mainly cloudy. So if you're not looking at the snow, which again, a lot of us aren't, just looking at mainly cloudy skies, you may run to a snow flurry or two, but we'll keep an eye on that snow as it continues to move south. Temperature readings are in the 30s now, 33 in Black River Falls and Sparta. Oakfield not too far away from that, 34, 35 in Eau Claire, 35 in La Crosse, 34 in Winona. And overall, again, it's a much colder start here once again, 5 to 10 degrees of a colder difference this morning across the Coulee region. Temperatures remain to the 30s through at least 9. Again, cloudy skies, a snow flurry or two possible. Got some showers here as we head towards the afternoon. Temperatures into the 40s. It's possible too that some of that rain may try to mix in with some light grapple here as well, which is just another word for like soft hail or some very light snow pellets as well, Jordan. So something to keep our eyes on as we progress through the day today, and I'll have more details ahead.
The real Midwest fall is here. All right, thanks a lot, Derek. Well, the city of La Crosse's Common Council has voted to not purchase the former Marine Credit Union headquarters for affordable housing. News 8 Now's Dua Israr was at Thursday night's meeting where several council members spoke against the decision.
Tensions.
We've been discussing this for how long?
Were high.
30 apartments is not going to do it.
At La Crosse's Common Council meeting.
I don't care if it's the south side, north side, it's just a bad financial decision.
In a 6-7 vote, the council voted against purchasing the building on Monitor Street and renovating it into more than 30 affordable housing units.
There are 6 ayes, 7 noes. The noes have it, the motion fails.
Last month, the decision to purchase the building was approved by the City of La Crosse's Financial and Personnel Committee.
I think it would be an awesome asset to the neighborhood on the north side.
The city would have spent roughly $2.6 million of American Rescue Plan Act funds to purchase the building, a decision met with criticism from some council members.
Maybe spend that funding that we did allocate for the unsheltered, on the unsheltered.
At the meeting, Councilmember Scott Neumeister said using the city's entire ARPA funds allocated for affordable housing on a 30-unit building was a bad decision.
We have residents at Huska Park that need somewhere to stay, and we vowed to try to help them, and we're wiping out our funding for that. There's no more coming in, people. There just isn't.
Reporting in La Crosse, Dua Israr, News 8 Now.
Thanks a lot, Dua. Well, now the city did approve rezoning the building. That means if a developer wants to purchase the building and designate it for affordable housing, they have the ability to do so. The city has to designate the use of those ARPA funds by December of 2024 and use them by December of 2026. Well, a conservative law firm representing La Crosse, a lacrosse therapist, is suing the city. Wisconsin Institute for Law and Liberty, or WILL, says the city is punishing medical or mental health professionals if they express their views on sexual orientation or gender identity. La Crosse's Common Council passed the ban on conversion therapy in September. Conversion therapy refers to a practice that seeks to change a child's sexual orientation or gender identity. Will says the First Amendment protects the right of counselors to talk to kids who come to them for guidance.
People of good faith can have disagreements about some of these issues, such as whether a child should transition and under what circumstances. The point is that the First Amendment protects the right of counselors to express their position on what is called for in a particular circumstance.
Will also says the ordinance is unconstitutionally unclear and preempted by state law. News 8 now has reached out to the mayor of La Crosse for a response, but we have not yet heard back. The Wisconsin Dairy Alliance has officially endorsed 3rd Congressional candidate Derek Van Orden while touring farms like this dairy farm in Cashton. The Republican Van Orden says he has learned a lot of information that has confirmed his campaign policies, including how the economy has affected Wisconsin dairy farms.
Labor is a real issue because the immigration system is broken. The input costs are through the roof, especially feed, and that's affecting the ability for these farmers to run their business.
Van Orden says his plan for addressing inflation and farming is to help Wisconsin and the United States become energy-free again and lowering diesel costs. Ahead of the January 6th committee, Baldwin joined state senator and nominee for Congress Brad Pfaff for a press conference. The two Democratic politicians discussed threats to democracy, as well as Pfaff's opponent Derek Van Orden, who was at the January 6th insurrection. Pfaff says voters should consider this information on Election Day.
What you saw on January 6th was a window into Derek Van Orden's soul, and you saw how he would react under a pressure-filled situation.
Customarily,
Senator Tammy Baldwin responded to Pfaff's comments and said the Republican Party is a threat to the two-party system and that no one can sit the election out. Senator Tammy Baldwin and La Crosse Assemblywoman Jill Billings voiced their support for Mandela Barnes at the La Crosse Democrats' office. The event was about Barnes' Ron Against Roe tour, which highlights incumbent Republican Senator Ron Johnson's support for overturning of Roe v. Wade. Baldwin and Billings say Barnes will protect abortion rights.
it's so callous of the Republicans in Congress celebrating this decision rather than understanding that it has brought women back in this country.
He will make sure that women are not left as second-class citizens.
Now, the latest Marquette Law School poll has Johnson with a 6% lead over Barnes among likely voters, with a margin of just under 5%. Today, WKBT is live broadcasting the only debate between Governor Tony Evers and challenger Tim Michels. The two governor candidates will be asked questions by a panel of reporters from all over Wisconsin, including our very own Amy DuPont. The debate will have two moderators. That broadcast begins tonight at 7. A yearly La Crosse Rotary project is reeling in a big win for the next generation. Member Al Lewis presented the results of the 2022 Al Muskie Challenge on Thursday at the Erickson Boys and Girls Club. The challenge raised over $57,000 for La Crosse's Boys and Girls Club.
It's all about the kids. Today's kids are tomorrow's leaders, and we need to give them all the support we can.
This year, the proceeds are split 50-50 between the Boys and Girls Club and funding for La Crosse's youth. Still to come on your Friday morning news, traveling to Disneyland will cost you this holiday season. We explain the price increase for tickets to the happiest place on earth. And when and where to use cruise control, what Minneapolis technology experts are saying to help better understand your car. That's all coming up after the break. With that in mind, we are sending you to break with something to put the good in your Friday morning. While some kids cower during horror movies, these two siblings relish in them. 6-year-old Dominic and 8-year-old Aubriella love wearing horror movie costumes, trying to scare each other. The kids dress as characters from the Halloween series Friday the 13th or other horror movies. As you can imagine, Halloween is a big hit in the Lopez house. Mom says Michael Myers from Halloween has become a mainstay in their family, so much so that the kids have a weekly screening of these movies. Halloween coming early this year. It is 10 after the hour. Your latest forecast is just ahead here on News 8 Now this morning. We'll be right back right after this.
That was a quiet look there from City Cam 8, but those of you listening to us to the north across portions of Dunn County, eastward into Chippewa and Eau Claire County, looking at some pretty light snow here moving through your area now as we speak, but the rest of us looking mainly cloudy. You may run into a snow flurry or two, and again, we'll keep our eyes on that snow here to the north as it continues to push south. Temperature readings, though, nonetheless, whether you're looking at snow or not, it's pretty cold into those low to mid 30s. 31 in Sparta, 35 in La Crosse now, 34 in Volk Field, 35 in Eau Claire, 33 degrees currently in Black River Falls. Let's get checked now on your zone forecast today. La Crosse County, another cold day. High temperatures reaching the mid 40s with 46 in West Salem, 46 in Bangor, 45 today in Middle Ridge, 47 down south in Shelby. Highs reaching 43 in Viroqua, 46 today in Lafarge, and 48 in Steuben, 47 today and cloudy in Gays Mills. And into Trempealeau County, watching some light snow flurries as well. Highs in the 40s today, 43 in Warrens and 45 and cloudy today in Sparta. Highs reaching 42 in Eau Claire and 40 in Stanley, 42 down south in Augusta, 43 in Altoona, and some light snow here possible. So a few flurries here at the bus stop this morning with temperatures around 37, 42 and cloudy for the lunch hour. A few showers in the afternoon, 47 by dismissal. I'll have a check on your weather forecast in just a bit.
Time is winding down for Americans to get their stimulus checks issued during the height of the pandemic. A new Government Accountability Office report says up to 10 million Americans may not have claimed their money, many of them very low income or Social Security recipients who are not required to pay their federal taxes. Those who may have missed out on payments have until November 15th to file a simplified tax return in order to claim their stimulus money. Those holiday savings could come in handy if you are planning a trip to Disneyland. The happiest place on earth has raised ticket prices by up to 9%. Visitors looking to avoid the price hike can opt to visit on the least crowded days of the year. That is when the park offers a new one-day pass for $104. Elon Musk is under federal investigation over his $44 billion Twitter deal. That's according to a Thursday court filing by the social media platform. The company's filing elsewhere accused Musk's legal team of failing to produce communications with the Securities and Exchange Commission and the Federal Trade Commission, as well as ongoing lawsuit over whether Musk can walk away from the deal. Some drivers love it. Others don't trust it. It is a debate played out in cars, often between couples, when asked when use cruise control. Jeff Wagner hit the road to find out.
Do you use cruise control?
I do, yeah.
Why do you use it?
It's easy. Don't have to keep the foot on the gas the whole time.
From simplicity to necessity.
It'll definitely reduce the chances of getting a speeding ticket.
A few finger taps is all it takes to give your foot a break.
My girlfriend doesn't like to use it.
If you so choose.
Me and my mom argue about it all the time.
What does she say?
She said she doesn't believe in cruise control. She believes in the human mind and like, do it, you do it.
I trust it under the right conditions.
Bob Larkin is the Director of Automotive Service Tech at Dunwoody College of Technology. What was cruise control designed for?
So the basis is really to help with driver foot fatigue on a long trip.
Which usually includes interstates and highways.
Minimal traffic, minimal distractions, roads pretty level. That's probably the thing that it's really most designed for.
It's also an opportunity to improve gas mileage. Natural Resources Canada did a study in which a car was set to 50 miles per hour on cruise control. It consumed 20% less gas than a car cycling between 46 and 52 miles per hour every 20 seconds. When should you not use it?
I always assumed in the city, like when there's if there's a lot of red lights and stuff like that.
It's the fact that the speed is changing.
Taking the time to set that cruise control, then have to disengage that between city blocks can sometimes become a hindrance.
The list for when not to use it is much longer than when you should, such as on hilly terrain, when you're tired.
Just so the driver's more actively aware of what's going on.
And when the roads are slick. Lori emailed us because her husband said avoiding using cruise control while it's raining is outdated info, a debate she was determined to win. Who's right there?
Again, I'm going to go back to the manufacturer's recommendations.
Using cruise control can lead to a loss of control when there's snow, ice, or rain.
Hydroplaning, I'd call it.
So if the driver's actually in control, you'll have a little more feel, a little more sense of what's happening and can actually react quicker.
Now, newer cars have adaptive cruise control, which can slow your car down if it senses the car in front of you is slowing down and then speed back up again. when it's safe to do so.
Well, we continue to watch some light to moderate snow now, continuing to move through portions of Dunn County as well as into Chippewa, and now spreading into Eau Claire County. We're also watching Buffalo and northern Trempealeau as you begin to enter some of that light snow here as well. There's also plenty more snow back towards the west across portions of central and eastern Minnesota. In fact, the Twin Cities getting into the thick of it now here for them, and all this again is moving towards the east over the Coulee region. But if we widen out the view here, you can see the reason why we're still dealing with the cold, cloudy, and yes, the snowy weather is all really thanks to this very broad low pressure system that continues to basically sit and spin across Canada. And as long as this is in place here, it's going to drive in the cold air, the cloud cover, and yes, even the snow here this morning. Temperatures at 35 degrees with a south wind at 6, a feel-like temperature of 30 degrees thanks to the light winds that we're currently experiencing too. And overall, it's about a 5 to 10 degrees of a colder difference compared to what we just had yesterday. Temperatures now are mainly into those low to mid 30s with 31 in Sparta, 32 the freezing mark in Black River Falls, 35 in Eau Claire, 34 in Winona, and 31 degrees down south in Viroqua. High temperatures today rising into the 40s. Going to be a pretty cold day everywhere, pretty much 47 in La Crosse and 42 in Eau Claire this afternoon. Watch out for some snow here early this morning around 7:36 degrees, and just overall cold and cloudy conditions by noon today, and maybe some light showers that could even mix with a little bit of grapple as well by around 5, and partly cloudy skies by early this evening. So we'll continue to watch the snow here to the north. It's going to continue to move its way towards the east, may spread here across portions of our north central zones later this morning before it begins to transition more to a wintry mix, maybe some light rain mixing in with some light grapple here later this afternoon. Otherwise, it's going to be mainly cloudy here for us to work with pretty much throughout the rest of the day before all those clouds begin to clear out for the most part by around this evening. And then we'll be looking at some drier air moving in from a westerly wind, helping to get rid of the clouds here for tomorrow afternoon for the most part before more clouds move in once again as we head into early Sunday morning, followed by cloudy skies once again as we head into Saturday, maybe a slight chance of a shower or snow flurry here for Sunday as well before again kind of clears out again as we head into Sunday evening. So as far as the snowfall forecasts go, about a coating to a ½ inch, mainly from about Lake City eastward through Owen here is kind of where we're kind of marking that. But north into, let's say, Dunn County, into Chippewa, into northern Clark County, you're looking at about a ½ inch to an inch of snow with locally higher totals possible as well. So we'll keep our eyes on that as we progress throughout the morning. But as far as your 8-day forecast is concerned, we're looking at mainly cloudy, cold, maybe a slight chance of a flurry or a shower here through Sunday. And then we'll be looking at some drier conditions by next week with highs into the 40s and 50s and lows into the 20s and 30s. Stay with us, though. We'll have much more news and weather still to come right here on News 8 Now this morning. But for now, we're taking a quick break. Here's a look at what happened on this day in history. We'll be right back. Well, we continue to watch some snow that continues moving through our northern zones this morning, and some of it is a little bit heavy, at least according to some of the radar images that are now beginning to come in here on our computer. And you can see Eau Claire, for example, looking at some heavier snow. The rest of us here across the north looking at some light snow, and mainly across the Coulee region, we're looking at cloudy weather conditions. You may run to a light snow flurry, though. Temperatures are into the low to mid 30s, 31 in Sparta, 35 in La Crosse, and 34 in Eau Claire. Temperatures in Winona at 34 degrees. Cloudy skies with some snow flurries this morning. Afternoon looking cloudy and cold, and a few showers here closer towards the evening. Mowing forecast looks pretty cold, 36 degrees and cloudy. A few snow flurries, 40 and cloudy by 11, and a few scattered showers at 3. Temperatures at 47 degrees. I'll be back with another check on your commute forecast in just a bit.
Welcome to the Blitz. The Wisconsin high school volleyball season wrapping up last night. The Westby Norsemen were looking to cap off a nearly perfect season, 28-1 up to this point, 11-0 in Coulee Conference play. Could they make it 12-0 against Luther? Let's find out. Let's head out to Westby High. Norsemen trying to put a stamp on a special season. Hello, ladies. Student section also pumped. They love News 8 in Westby. Let's pick it up in the first. Norsemen already rolling. Kennedy Brugan adds to it. Perfect placement on this kill. Westby goes up 10. The Knights trying to fight back, though Jolene Jordal slams one home. Luther cuts the deficit back to single digits. But the Norsemen have Jada Berg, and the senior starts feeling it. This kill puts Westby up 11, and the Knights with no answer for Berg at the net. She skies high for another kill. Big statement in the first. Westby takes it 25-10. Let's go to the second. Knights keeping it close early. Jordal again, this time going up high for the block. It's 8-5 Westby, but the Norsemen catch fire, and it's Emily Collins leading the charge, the senior, taking control of the second set. Haley Kerner with the assist right here. Check out Collins. She was on a different level last night. Westby up big, and then on set point, who else but Collins again, the senior, doing it all last night. How about the Norsemen? Westby finishes the season 12-0 in conference play, 29-1 overall. They get the sweep over Luther. They'll open the regionals at home next Tuesday against Melrose Mindoro. Tonight on the football field, we're going to see the battle for the arc of victory between Logan and Central. Last night, same rival schools going at it on the volleyball court, but for a bigger cause. Last night's game was the Battle for a Cause fundraiser. It's a yearly tradition to raise money for someone in need. This year, the school's raising over $2,000 for Tiff Burr. That's the mom of Logan's Jazzy Davis. Tiff is currently battling uterine cancer, so a really great job by both schools to join together for a special cause. And speaking of Jazzy Davis, a big night for the Rangers senior, one of her 11 kills right here. Central, though, hanging tough in this one. Ruby Gerhard, she's going to get the short set, drills it to the corner. That makes it 11-7 Riverhawks, but the Rangers storm back thanks to Molly Erickson. The serve couldn't be stopped. Logan gets the 3-set sweep over Central. That'll do it for the Blitz. We'll see you tonight.
Breaking overnight, the House Select Committee investigating the January 6th insurrection voted unanimously to subpoena former President Donald Trump. Now, it's unclear if the former president will comply or try to fight the order. In what may be the committee's last public hearing, new video showed congressional leaders calling federal and state officials pleading for help as rioters stormed the Capitol. At least 5 people are dead after a mass shooting in North Carolina. Police say an off-duty officer is among those killed. According to the Gun Violence Archive, this is the 531st mass shooting in America this year. Mayor Mary Ann Baldwin called it a sad and tragic day for the city. Minnesota Governor Tim Walz met with Queen Sonja of Norway on Thursday in St. Paul. Walz showed Queen Sonja some of the past gifts and shared relics on display at a press conference. Members of the Royal Norwegian Embassy talked about the shared values that Minnesotans and Norwegians have today, both culturally and economically.
We like spending time outdoor. You're perfectly right, Governor. There are no such thing as bad weather. No. We agree. I think we're down to earth, pragmatic people. I think we all agree we have a wonderful sense of humor, don't we? Yep. And we love skiing. And when we say skiing, we mean cross-country.
Governor Walz also briefly talked about his plan to tackle inflation and cutting taxes for the middle class. In an effort to recruit more diverse officers and change the perception of police to the public, several law enforcement agencies held a career fair in Minnesota to draw future officers in. Mariel Mose has the story.
We have about 70 officers.
It's all about selling the idea of serving.
We are hiring at least 3 to 4 new officers.
51 different law enforcement agencies working to recruit people like Rayshawn Smith, who wants to change the perception of police officers to the public.
You have to be that change in order to make good in the community that you live in.
That includes recruiting more people of color and more women, an effort that stood out to some of the recruits.
Muslim black woman, I feel like you might feel like you can relate to them better, and that's how, like, you might have gone through the same thing, same experiences.
Agencies also emphasize the renewed focus on community relations.
If you see kids out there playing basketball, you go out there and play with them until you get a call.
Dallas is one that gave me kind of some good insight.
Recruiting is a nationwide problem. Departments from Texas, North Dakota, Arizona, and Nevada were all here.
We're looking for applicants from all over the United States. We were in Puerto Rico, we go to Chicago, LA.
Dallas PD Senior Corporal Samuel Varner says they're using more than just the warm weather to recruit.
We don't have state income tax, so that is a great driving factor.
Hi, how's it going?
Cadet Miracle Gray was recruited by Brooklyn Park Police last year, enticed by their benefits.
I have full tuition covered, all of my college, all of my uniforms, and I'm also being paid to work as well as training as well.
She'll be a full-time officer by January.
I've been in customer service since I was 16 years old, and so I've always had the heart and the passion to help people.
Some agencies are offering different benefits for recruits, such as college tuition coverage and paid training. Thousands of Wisconsinites with vision loss can use a white cane every day to get around safely. And on Thursday, the city of La Crosse wants drivers to be extra aware to keep the visually impaired safe. La Crosse Mayor Mitch Reynolds proclaimed Thursday as White Cane Safety Day in the city. La Crosse's Director of Transit and members of La Crosse's visually impaired community joined Reynolds at City Hall.
We want to do whatever we can to prevent crashes between folks and cars, because if there's a crash between a folks and a car, the car always wins.
State law says a driver should stop their car 10 feet or more from a pedestrian traveling with a cane or walking stick. White Cane Safety Day will be nationally recognized on October 15th every year. The La Crosse community is thanking Art Fay for decades of service at the La Crosse Center. At his retirement celebration, Mayor Mitch Reynolds gave Fay a key to the city. We spoke to Art earlier this week about his time working with the city, and he says he worked with great people and that it's been exciting to see what the La Crosse Center can bring to this community.
I tell people, there are a few things, that I don't enjoy. But for the vast majority, I got the best job in town. When you enjoy your job, it's not a job, and you've heard that many, many times, and that's kind of what I've experienced here for the 3 decades I've been here.
The center board is considering hiring a replacement for Fay, hiring a private company to run it, or coming up with a hybrid solution following Fay's last day. The time has come to clear out those untouched boxes in your garage. Harder's Quick Cleanup in La Crosse will offer their shredding service for free today and tomorrow. It may not seem like a service that is in high demand, but employees say that last year's success proved that the community needs the service.
It keeps growing every year. I always say we can't beat the last one, and the last one we had over 1,000 people come in 8 hours.
Free Shred Day will be from 8 to noon today and tomorrow. No appointment is needed, and this year will be a drive-up service. You can bring stapled papers or documents in binders, and the first 100 pounds will be shredded for free. The time has come to help kids. Children's Miracle Network Hospitals is hosting their annual Radiothon at Gunderson. Z93, 95.7 The Rock, and KQ98 are currently broadcasting the event, sharing inspirational stories from patients, parents, and healthcare providers. It is one of the biggest fundraisers for Children's Miracle Network by helping families with medical expenses, and the Peterson family is especially grateful for all of their help.
Can only imagine how many families there are in the Coulee region that need help like we do with things that insurance and other assistance programs just don't cover. It's just wonderful to know that CMN's here and you can reach out to them to try and get some assistance with things that you maybe weren't planning to have to afford.
For kids or CMN kids.
You can call to donate until 6 tonight, and just remember the number on your screen. You can just call that number on your screen there. And Children's Miracle Network relies on donations, and everyone is encouraged to donate.
Any amount helps, because I know when you hear $50,000 equipment, well, I can't, those $5, that adds up really fast.
If you are not able to tune into the radio, you can still catch those special stories online or on social media. We have a link at news8000.com.
Well, we continue to watch some snow come down, especially in our north central and northern zones, especially into Eau Claire and Eau Claire County in general, looking at some of the heavier snow that continues to move through. This is all really moving towards the southeast, so we'll keep our eyes on the snow as it continues to track in our general direction. We're also watching the cloudy weather conditions that continue to be a factor here for this morning, and also our temperatures are pretty cold out there now into the low to mid 30s. For today, we're only going to warm up to about 47, a few scattered scattered showers are also possible. West winds at 5 to 10. For tonight, we drop down to the freezing mark at 32. Partly cloudy, a few light sprinkles possible. Light west-northwest winds at 5 to 10. And for your drivecast this morning, again, a few flurries possible. Otherwise, cloudy and cold conditions for that morning commute. Looks like the cloudy weather continues for your lunch hour, and a few scattered showers possible as we head in towards those evening commutes. I'll be back with a final check on your weather forecast in just a bit. Jordan?
Thanks a lot, Derek. Well, Halloween has come early this year. Thursday marked the debut of Halloween Ends, giving fans one last chance to see Michael Myers on the silver screen. We have more in our Buzz Report coming up after the break.
Well, good morning, everyone. We continue to watch some light to moderate snow move across our central and northern zones this morning. You can see areas like Pepin County into Dunn County, as well as Chippewa and Eau Claire, now moving through portions of Trempealeau and also into Buffalo County, even in towards central and northern Clark County as we speak, getting some light to moderate snow showers this morning. And there's a lot more snow back towards the west across Minnesota that continues to move in our general direction this morning. We'll keep our eyes on this throughout the morning. But again, this is really all associated with this very broad cyclonic complex of multiple low pressure systems, as you can see. And as long as this system is intact, which it will be through this weekend, we do expect it to continue to influence the weather, giving us cloudy skies, cold temperatures, and even that chance of some light snow. 35 degrees now in La Crosse with south winds at 6. We do have a feel like temperature of 30 degrees. Our river stage 5.02 feet and dropping. Overall, this is about at least a 5 to 10 degrees of a colder difference compared to yesterday morning, with current temperature readings now into the low to mid 30s. It's 34 now in Eau Claire, 35 as we just saw in La Crosse, 31 in Sparta, 32 the freezing mark now in Black River Falls, and at 30 degrees currently in Viroqua. Forecast highs today rising into those mid 40s today. We're expecting 42 for you if you're in Eau Claire, and 44 degrees in Black River Falls, 45 in Sparta, and 46 to the west in Winona. A few snow showers possible, otherwise cloudy and cold. 36 degrees at 7 by noon, 42 and cold and cloudy conditions will persist. A few light sprinkles here possible by around 5 p.m. 47, partly cloudy skies, 39 degrees by early this evening. So we'll continue to watch these snow showers here on Sky Tracker as they continue to move south. Could be affecting our central zones later this morning before it transitions more to a light rain, snow, maybe even a little bit of a grapple mix here as we progress into the afternoon hours. And then everything should begin to die out as we head into this evening, followed by more cloudy weather conditions early tomorrow. But then by the afternoon tomorrow, it looks like we'll get a west wind and pushing all the clouds here away as some drier air begins to sneak in here. And then we'll be looking at more clouds once again as we head into early Sunday, followed by overcast skies tomorrow Sunday afternoon with a couple of light mixes here of either rain or some winter mix, something to keep our eyes on as we head into into the weekend. About a coating to a half inch here, mainly between Pepin County eastward towards into Clark County, anywhere north of that into northern Dunn County, as well as portions of Chippewa County and Clark County. Could be looking at anywhere between about a half inch to an inch of snow, especially in some of those grassier surfaces too. So here's a check on your 8-day forecast. We'll be looking at those chances here, precipitation for Friday through Sunday, otherwise cloudy, highs in the 40s and 50s, and a little bit more sun here heading into next week.
In our Buzz Report this morning, Halloween Ends launched in theaters and Peacock streaming service on Thursday. It stars Jamie Lee Curtis, who served as the heroine in the 1978 original and several other films in the franchise. The producers have promised finally to the chase between Michael Myers and Laurie Strode this time. But like The Who, farewell tours, and Tom Brady retirements, many fans are taking that with a grain of salt. Actor Cuba Gooding Jr. will not face any jail time or criminal charges after agreeing to a plea deal in the forcible touching case. Gooding previously pleaded guilty in April to a misdemeanor charge of forcibly touching a woman at a New York City nightclub in 2018. Now, under the terms of the plea agreement, Gooding must continue alcohol and behavioral treatment for 6 months and have no new arrests. Elf star Will Ferrell and actor Ryan Reynolds are teaming up to get you into the Christmas spirit this year. The comedic duo will headline the new Apple TV Plus Christmas movie Spirited. It is an updated take on the classic holiday story, A Christmas Carol, with Reynolds playing Ebenezer Scrooge. Spirited will debut in theaters on November 11th, and that will stream on Apple TV Plus on November 18th. We have plenty of birthdays to celebrate on this Friday morning.
Yeah, happy 8 months to Wyatt. He is a bright and happy baby whose snuggles are sure to win your heart.
That smile wins your heart as well.
Right.
Happy birthday to Jack this morning. He is turning 8 months and loves a good game of peekaboo.
And happy birthday to Grayson. He is turning 8 months. He loves his dog, Remy.
Happy birthday to Tully. She is a smiley girl that loves to clap and cheer for the correct football team, the Green Bay Packers.
Happy 8 months to Patrick. He thinks his siblings are hilarious and is always on the move.
Happy birthday to Aria this morning. She is artistic, full of energy, and loves to watch cooking shows.
Well, if you know a special someone turning 8 months, 8 years, 18, 80 years old, or 88 years old soon, we'd love to feature them.
Yeah, just upload their photo right to our website at news8000.com and look for the Submit Pictures button under the Home tab on our website. We hope you can stay with us this morning. We've got your latest forecast and everything you need to know this morning in 5 minutes or less. We're back here in just a few minutes. Your morning news now on this Friday. Today, WKBT is live broadcasting the only debate between Governor Tony Evers and challenger Tim Michels. The two governor candidates will be asked questions by a panel of reporters from all over Wisconsin, including our very own Amy DuPont. The debate will have two moderators. The broadcast begins tonight at 7. The city of La Crosse is being sued by a conservative law firm on behalf of a therapist based in the city. Wisconsin Institute of Law and Liberty, or WIL, says the city is punishing medical or mental health professionals if they express their views on sexual orientation or gender identity. La Crosse's Common Council passed the ban on conversion therapy in September. Conversion therapy refers to a practice that seeks to change a child's sexual orientation or gender identity. Will says the First Amendment protects the right of counselors to talk to kids who come to them for guidance.
People of good faith can have disagreements about some of these issues, such as whether a child should transition and under what circumstances. The point is that the First Amendment protects the right of counselors to express their position on what is called for in a particular circumstance.
Will also says the ordinance is unconstitutionally unclear and preempted by state law. News 8 now has reached out to the mayor of La Crosse for a response, but we have not yet heard back. The season opener for leaf drop sites begins today. All of the sites except for the Isle of Plume site are marked by orange snow fencing. Everyone using the sites must empty and take all bags and containers with them. Citywide leaf collection starts October 24th and runs until November 18th. There is an online map on the city's website. We have here at News 8, we will have the drop-off site locations listed on our website at news8000.com.
And we continue to watch the snow come down across our north central and northern zones this morning. This is all moving towards the east. Watch out if you are in Eau Claire County, especially looking at some of the heaviest snow there. Otherwise, the rest of us looking cloudy, slight chance of a snow flurry early and a few showers here this afternoon. Highs into the 40s.
The time has come to clear out those untouched boxes in your garage. Harder's Quick Cleanup in La Crosse will offer their shredding service for free today and tomorrow. It may not seem like a service that is in high demand, but employees say that last year's success proves that the community needs this service.
It keeps growing every year. I always say we can't beat the last one, and the last one we had over 1,000 people come in 8 hours.
Free Shred Day will be from 8 to noon today and tomorrow. No appointment is needed, and this year it will be a drive-up service. You can bring stapled papers or documents in binders, and the first 100 pounds will be shredded for free. The time has come to help kids. Children's Miracle Network Hospitals is hosting their annual Radiothon at Gunderson. Z93, 95.7 The Rock, and KQ98 are currently broadcasting the event, sharing inspirational stories from patients, parents, and healthcare providers. It is one of the biggest fundraisers for the Children's Miracle Network by helping families with medical expenses, and the Peterson family is especially grateful for all of their help.
can only imagine how many families there are in the Cooley region that need help like we do with things that insurance and other assistance programs just don't cover. It's just wonderful to know that CMN's here and you can reach out to them to try and get some assistance with things that you maybe weren't planning to have to afford.
For kids, or CMN kids with no space.
You can call to donate until 6 tonight and just call the number on your screen. And if you are not able to tune into the radio, you can still catch those special stories online or on social media. We have a link available at news8000.com.
And a few snow showers are possible early, especially to the north. Otherwise, cloudy skies and a few snow flurries for the rest of us. Temperatures in the 40s by noon. Watch out for a few passing showers here around 5 p.m. Temperatures around 47 for the high. Light west winds.
Snow already.
I know, snow already. I'm sorry.
Just took my fall walks, Derek. Can't do that in the snow.
It is what it is. What can I tell you? Hey, but at least it's going to accumulate more on the grassy surfaces rather than just those hard asphalt surfaces.
You knew it was coming, folks. Just not this week.
Just a matter of time.
Don't forget to keep up with the news of the day at news8000.com. We appreciate all of your time this week. CBS Mornings follows us here, and Derek and I will see you right back here on Monday at 5 a.m. We hope you have a great weekend.